Hey y'all, Jedi here. Now we're going to be looking at the ancient battlefield. I'm coming into the journal here. I want to show you guys I have cleared all stages. I'm going to show you the team I'm using. However, we're doing stage 8 because I cannot consistently clear stage 9 yet. I'm going free to play and not pulling any Heliolite dice at all. Makes it quite a struggle because I don't have legendary champions to be kind of overpowered for this. So you're going to see the same champions I always use, just like normal, though you can slot anyone in for these roles. Furbath here is bringing my defense. I put him in these protection robes so he can soak up damage for everyone. But mostly with him, you just want to aim for lots of defense. And if you can get accuracy, it's going to help because you can keep this guy's attack down with the attack penalty. It's very useful. Here, right now we have him in a defense chest. I'm going to go switch that. So for stage 9, I have to use a defense chest or he dies. But for stage 8, I can put an attack chest and he does just fine. So when you're pushing up to stage 9, you gotta pump your guy's DP up a little bit because this guy hits really hard even with the attack penalty down. Eric here, he's my free-to-play legendary you get from the story, as you all know. I pumped up his attack, crit rate, crit damage. He's got tons of it. I managed to pick up the Silver Star Horseshoe. I actually pulled a dupe from the Horn, a dupe epic from the Horn, and picked this thing up. So this has been massive for him because it's lots of attack and crit damage. Helps him out on any attack champion. Voresh here, still my normal. Right now, usually I have this on Dane and the attack one on him. I had this like this for another thing I was doing and just kind of left it. It's still working just fine. And our Hixandra here, with her, just pump up her HP defense. And if you can, get her some alignment. It's good for her to get everyone else healed up. And we'll show you the run. So my goal in here, and when I get to stage 9, that's been working for me, is that we're going to use Dane to remove these buffs that he's getting. And we're using Furbath to keep this attack penalty 2 up when we're in the attack phase. And then we're just using Voresh and Eric to nuke down the boss. Voresh hits him, drops the defense down, and Eric uses his single target and pretty much destroys him. I can run this full auto, as you guys will see. I'm just going to let it go full auto. But if you time it out, make sure your attacks happen in the second half. It makes it a lot easier. So if you're struggling and you go manual, you can just time it for that. So you want, once he does this move, that's where you want to do all your hitting because his shield's down. So he's taking more damage, which generally for most teams is pretty easy to speed tune them to hit during this time frame. And then with Furbath, you see right there, he barely used the attack penalty down 2 on here. If you can, you want to speed tune him to where he's using it right before this. And that way you keep your attack penalty down for the entire thing. Overall, for me, this boss is not very hard to beat up through stage 8. Stage 9, he just does massive damage, and I'm struggling on 9. Like I said, I can beat it. I just got to put all my attackers in defense chest, and then it's a slow grind. Usually I beat it with like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 minutes left. But right now I just farm stage 8 because I can full auto it. And, you know, with games like this, you like to get your teams where you can full auto set it and leave it alone. If you guys are looking for people to slot into this team, I give you some ideas. I know not everyone has the same epics I do, but most of you, you're probably pulling some gold dice. You probably got some legendaries that you can replace in there, which will make this way easier if you have them. So just to give you some ideas of what you're looking for when you're going through your champions. For Furbath's role, you want someone who can be tanky, wear the protection set to take the extra hits for everyone. And really, if you have someone who has extra utility, something to break defense or attack or something on the boss to help you out, that would be good to have someone in that role. a healer. Any healer can work. You just want to pump them up for survivability, and if you can get more skill haste, that's even better. My skill haste is terrible because I'm using this for the enlightenment versus getting extra skill haste like I probably should be doing. Keep those heals going. For all your nukers, I'm using Dane because he has that buff removal. His accuracy isn't even super high right now, and he's still landing on 8. For stage 9, I have to switch this out for, I'll show you guys. In stage 8, I usually put this on him or this on him to get his accuracy up so that he can still land his remove buffs. And then I do a defense chest, like I said before. For Voresh, I like to keep his attack up as much as I can. Usually with this guy, I run this one right here to keep that attack higher. And I actually use this on Dane normally. I forgot why I had it switched to this for some other reason. And then I use this to keep his accuracy up. For him, you don't really care too much about his debuff landing in here. It can help if you don't have someone to remove debuffs. You can use him to block them. But I would rather use him for his attack and his heals than that. And then, of course, Eric. Any single target nuker would work right here. Your adventurer would work right here. Just pump up crit rate, crit damage. Mine is pretty overpowered. I've been able to get him powered up pretty good, but I don't have his skills scrolled out yet. I'm saving all my scrolls for the next season so I can see who I pull and try people out before I start wasting them because they're really hard to get. So anyways, like I said, slot in who you got, especially if you have legendaries. You're going to be able to do this a lot easier than I am if you do, and I hope this video helps. Y'all have a good one.